What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Edison 30TA Car Talk. It's Saturday. We're going to be doing the brakes on my 2005 Acura TSX back here. It started squealing, so it's about time. I bought the rotors and the pads like a month ago and I haven't done it, but yeah, we're going to knock it out. So let's get to it. Yeah. So I got the Centric rotor kit off of Amazon, and it comes in a box like this. So we're gonna open it up and see what it looks like. So it comes in a package like this. It looks pretty nice. It's got the black finish in the middle right here, and then it feels pretty sturdy. It doesn't feel too cheap. Make sure you spray this down with like brake cleaner before you put it on your car to wash off all the protectant that's covering the rotor. So let's take a look at the pads. The pads that I got were the Wagner brake pads. They're generic OE replacement. So yeah, let's open it up. It comes with the shims and the grease, so that's pretty good. So it looks like this. Replacement shims, grease for the pads, and the pads itself. And look at this. So we're going to be replacing just the front two driver's side and passenger side rotors and pads today. Let's get to it. Alright, let's go over some of the tools that we need. I kind of didn't look anything up. I'm just going to do like trial by error, and like if it's like a 12mm or 14mm socket on like the nuts attaching the pads or like the rotors together. I'm just going to see what works. But yeah, you're going to need like a jack. I have a 2-ton plastic jack. It's on the heavy duty ones. You just you don't have to pull much to jack up the car. You're going to need 2 jack stands, one on each side. Always be safe. Jack up the car and make sure everything is stable before you go underneath. You're going to need some C-clamps. This is going to be for pushing the piston back into the cylinder before you put the whole brake kit back together. This is a rubber mallet. I need to use this to break loose the rotor nuts, the bolts. Like when you put the socket on, you just hammer it instead of like going like this. I have a 24-volt drill or like power drill that I use to kind of break open the lug, but I don't know. I might not use this. I might just use a braking bar. You're gonna need this, which is a 3/8 impact tool set. This is to remove the rotor screws on the rotors itself. Hopefully these work, because last time it didn't really work that well, so I had to drill them out. But yeah, we'll figure that out later. 19mm socket to break loose the lug nuts. They're 19mm on the TSX. And you're gonna need some brake cleaner to kind of clean off the rotors before you put them on your car. And braking bar, and then hit a home run with this thing. This thing is a weapon. It's lethal. Alright. And my tool is kind of small on the camera, but it's actually really big. Alright, let's start it. Alright, first up, you're going to break loose all the lug nuts first. And you're going to do the same to the other side. use your jack to jack up the car. There's 2 jack points underneath the car. You're going to use the jack just to jack up this side right here. And then you're going to put the 2 jack stands from the front of the car. And I'll show you guys what that is. Points are right below here. Right here. So you're gonna release it. Then we'll do the same for the other side as well. Pads. So basically from here, just kind of wiggle them out. You're gonna see it's pretty low. You know, it's about time to get replaced. And if you look at this other one, this one has a anti-squeal bar. It's really close right here. So yeah, I think probably another month or so they're gonna start squeaking. So might as well replace it. And these shims, we're gonna replace these as well. So they just, you know, pop right off. This. Take out the shims. This. So now these 2 screws that are holding on the rotor, you're gonna want to replace these, or you can just reuse the old ones. But taking them off is gonna be a tricky part. So we're gonna see if my impact tool works. So the trick is you're just trying to find one that fits. So you're gonna just pick from the set and just kind of go like this. This one seems pretty good. This one, yeah, definitely the first one. So we're gonna use this and take the tool out. So we're gonna put this on like this. Put this in here, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to put it against those screws and we're going to hit it with a rubber mallet. So do that right now. Surprisingly, they came off really easily. turn it. Now the question with these is, do you reuse these or do you not reuse them when you put on your new brakes? And I've used them before and I've ran it on my RSX, which I don't have on, and in both cases they're fine. I've heard different mechanics say different things, but it's totally up to you guys, you know. Now we're going to remove the rotor. So this. Get the new rotor. Now we're going to go ahead and put the new rotor back on. I want to make sure that the holes line up, so we're going to go like this. So when you're pushing the piston back into the cylinder, you're going to want to make sure that you loosen up the brake cap and keep an eye out for the brake fluid, because when you're pushing the piston back in, the brake fluid level is going to rise, and if it's it's going to rise too much and it's going to start leaking down. So you kind of want to use like a syringe or like a paper towel or something to kind of like keep the level down, to like kind of take out some brake fluid as you're pushing in the piston. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that. Alright guys, we're all done with the brakes and the rotors. The whole process took about a little under 2 hours. There's little like things you have to adapt to, like for example, certain bolts you have to actually use a braking bar, and if you don't have enough leverage, you gotta have to like jack the car up a little higher or lower and kind of adjust everything. The main thing to keep in mind is basically once you put everything back together, just make sure everything is tightened. Like there's torque specs that you can look up for your car, but for me, I mainly just like hand tighten everything. I've never had any issues with that. So we're gonna take a little break, and then we're gonna go ahead and break in the pads. How you're gonna do that is you're gonna drive about 30 miles an hour, and you're gonna step on the pads, not really hard, but hard enough where the car slows down. you can do that for about like I guess 5 to 6, 7 times. And then once the pads break in, you'll all of a sudden feel like you'll have your stopping power back. So don't be alarmed if you start driving your car and then all of a sudden your car is like really weak in braking, because that's normal. Also, make sure you torque down all of your lug nuts to 80 pounds per feet. And other than that, I mean, it's fairly straight up install. Take your time, don't rush. I could have bled my brakes too, but my fluid was really good still, and they're really new, so I just left that alone. Other than that, yeah, we'll see how these new pads feel, and I'll probably give you guys another video once I start driving the car more, and hopefully they don't generate as much brake dust as my pads before. So yeah, we'll come back and conclude this vlog with breaking in the brakes, and we'll be right back. All right, cool.